We like old adverts. Ho, ho, ho. Hello, everyone, and welcome to We Like Old Adverts. Merry Christmas. I'm Joe. I'm joined, as ever, by my esteemed colleagues, Jim and Connell. And we've got an extra special guest for our episode today. It's Scroobius Pip. Look at his little face.
Hello.
Out there in Canada. How's it going, man?
How's it going? Good, good. Excited to talk about this bizarre thing that you've exposed me to in the last 24 hours.
You know what? I'm not one bit sorry that I've exposed you to this, because I found this video a long time ago, because I remember my mum singing the bit in the background, and for ages I was trying to find it, and then I found it, and I've had it saved on YouTube, and just praying for the day when I had a channel that might be able to exorcise these demons. So without any further ado, let's take a quick look at it.
Ding ding dong, shing-a-ling-a-ding-dong, ding dang ding dong, ring-a-ling-a-ding-dong.
Plenty of fun we can generate, so just be there.
Why don't you make a date?
The family show where everyone plays the game. Well, feast your eyes. It's unbelievable, I hear you cry.
It's inconceivable.
But magic will take you beyond your wildest dreams.
BBC One has got a lot of things on.
If you want a genie, then I can be your man. Rub my lamp and hear him say,
Pot as many balls as you can.
Down at Crinkly Bottom, they'll all be tuning in. So join us for a Christmas full of fun.
Here on BBC One.
You are welcome, YouTube.
Wow.
What
The
talent!
past was a foreign country, wasn't it? I mean,
People often bemoan.
I mean, it was a very white foreign country.
yeah, it was. Let's get Lenny Henry to play the saxophone, can he? You know, let's get him to
Andy
do it.
Peters played a little cameo very briefly. It's lovely to see Andy Peters again.
Yeah.
I always liked him.
It's always nice to see him.
Do you remember when Andy Peters got really ripped?
Yeah. People complain a lot about the state of modern telly and say, like, oh, it's not as good as it used to be. And they're quite right. We had Generation, Only Fools, Noel's House, 2.4, Birds of, Big, talking about Big Break.
Yeah, Big Break. I mean, I feel with Big Break, right, snooker was really just the foil, wasn't it? It was the racism and the sexism that the real stars, you know.
And John Virgo's sardonic approach to his actual job.
Pot as many balls as you can.
They were all about the trick shots for me. I loved it. And the waistcoats.
Big Break is the one that jumps out on that advert, because you are like, how was this a show? Because neither of them are remotely charismatic in that moment. But I remember at the time that was hilarious. And you're watching, you're like, these are just two horrible people.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't seem positive in any way.
And I really like Jim Davidson's mullet extensions. They were glorious. They're not real, I assume. Maybe it was a crazy winter he had, but he's just got this. It's like his normal hair, and then
I love how it keeps going, doesn't it? Like you keep being reminded of the kind of just the middling drudgery of what kind of primetime entertainment was around that time. And I think like Pauline Quirk is probably the youngest person in that whole thing, but it just keeps going. And then you get the absolute, you know, the box office headline at the end with Mr. Blobby and Noel Edmonds. Just awful. And what's the rhyme at the end is something like, you know, we'll invite you in to a Christmas full of fun. And I every time I say it, I think he's going to say gin instead of fun. Because the only way I'm going to get through this is with a lot of booze.
But it's also a real illustration of how we got to that period of TV. Because you start with Brucey, who he can sing, he can dance. He's actually singing and dancing. And then you go to Paul Daniels, he's singing still, and it's a bit cheesy, but he drifts into the occasional and says something rather than singing. And then you get all the way down to Noel, and he's doing that I want to make a joke of it. I'm just going to speak it in a funny way rather than commit to singing, being part of the song. He's not confident enough in his voice. He's just going to speak it in a sarcastic manner. Yeah. And it shows that decline of that kind of entertainment show where they used to be all singing, all dancing. And at that point, they just had a beard and a guy in a beard.
And I mean, that was...
and the guy who couldn't possibly play the piano.
That was one of the high points for Noel as well, wasn't it? Because he has had a hell of a sort of up and down career, obviously, and he kind of disappeared and then came back with Deal or No Deal, and then he got into a big dispute with Lloyd's Bank. Do you remember this? And so to settle this dispute, he started an internet radio station called Positively Noel, where every song was themed around money. And between the songs, he would call up other people that were in disputes with Lloyd's Bank and just talk about how they were like money grabbers. And he actually ended up winning. So weirdly, that worked as well. So do not mess with Noel Edmonds.
Doesn't he drive a funny car or something? Doesn't he drive like a bus or something so that he can use bus lanes?
Something like that, yeah.
He has a taxi with a dummy in it or something.
Yeah, I think that's right, yeah.
I prefer the idea of him having a bus.
Yeah.
Noel's bus party.
Well, again, and it shows the quality of the show that in this advert, the big end of year thing, the most important thing is for him to get in the joke that he lives somewhere called Crinkly Bottom. That's the peak of Noel's house party humour. It's like we can't not mention Crinkly Bottom. They love it.
Yeah. They can't get enough of it.
Yeah. What a gag! Because oh god, English place names are funny, aren't they?
They missed the trick though, because we're all about the gunge for me with Noel's house party. I'd have celebrated a bit of that on the advert.
One drop of gunge in that whole advert. Yeah. Oh man,
that's all it needed.
Such a shame. Kind of ruins it a bit when you think about it.
You've got this poorly green screened like roll call, and on the front row you've got like Daniels, Virgo, Quirk, few others, which makes me think, who's on the back row? Yeah, it's Simon from Trev and Simon and Eric from Woof. It's
the guys from Country File. Yeah.
I mean, we have talked about. I mean, it's a catchy little ditty they're doing in the background. Two of the three birds of a feather. I don't know why they couldn't get Leslie Joseph involved in this. No. Poor Leslie Joseph, just sitting at home going, "I'd have been up for that." Yeah. As you two gentlemen from Essex, I believe you're from Essex. Is that right, Pip?
Yes.
I couldn't help feeling that there was quite an emphasis on the BBC one's got a lot of things on.
Oh, it's a real. There's no TH in there, is there?
TH fronting, it's called, isn't it? And it's. It just made me think like what an equivalent for Connell and I as Yorkshiremen would be, like ITV2's got alt telly for you. There's a grimness. It feels like the director's gone. Girls, none of the fur, please. Yeah, fur.
Salt of the earth. Salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Earth. Rather. Yeah. Weirdly though, it still makes me really nostalgic for Christmas.
Definitely.
Christmas is past.
Yeah.
It's a powerful thing, Christmas. It really is.
Could you imagine sitting down this Christmas and watching Big Break's Christmas special? It'd be fantastic.
Gaffs and trick shots all the way.
After Paul Daniels' magic show.
Well, that's it. Someone needs to make some kind of app where you can just choose a Christmas and flick through the TV of that day. So it's got all it's got all 4 channels. There's only 4. It doesn't. It's not load. You can flick around as you wish.
Yeah.
All the adverts, all as it happened.
Oh,
I know that's definitely your idea, Pip, but that we are splitting that by 4 now because that is brilliant, and you did it on our show.
It'd be amazing.
It would be brilliant. It must be possible. Everything, as we found from being able to do this channel, basically everything is on the internet now. And I would say as well, even in the years where Channel 5 does exist, just don't worry about it. Just stick with 4.
Yeah, I'd just watch a different year's Christmas every day. It'd be my advent calendar. On December 1st, I'll watch 1985's. No, 1995's. Let's go back. Let's not come up to modern day. Yeah, just do an advent calendar of Christmas.
Oh, the EastEnders episode would become nightmarish after a while, wouldn't it? Like a sort of weird version of Groundhog Day, where every day is a year in the future, and you just live it.
And everyone's angry.
All right. Well, thank you very much, every single one of you. God bless us, everyone, especially Jim Campbell, Connell Deeney, Joe Deeney, and especially Scroobius Pip, our esteemed guest. Thank you, mate. Check out, he's got wonderful, wonderful podcast. Check that out on any way you find your podcast. If you want to get in contact with us, you know what to do it just below here. Like us on all the stuff, or send us an email at welikeoldadverts@gmail.com. Just leaves me to say Merry Christmas, and we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.